especially with how the Vikings defense.
Well, the Redskins have a chance to win right now.
Very slim.
They have.
Case Keenum has done nothing.
I know.
With how Kirk Cousins is playing.
He threw just 2 touchdown passes against Miami.
And 77 yards last game. Yeah.
In a muddy game against the 49ers defense.
A rookie, like a second-year quarterback who's been injured, borderline off. Sam Darnold threw for more yards than Keenum did.
And he also threw 4 picks.
Yeah, against the Patriots defense.
Yeah, and how many picks did Case Keenum have against the 49ers defense?
I have no clue.
None.
Yeah, but 71 yards.
77 yards.
Oh,
And he
77.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow, it was a muddy game. Oh, was the Sam Darnold in the mud? Because if he was in the mud, he would not have had 4 picks.
I know.
Yeah, no, because they wouldn't have thrown it very much, and he would not have had that many yards either. That was an extremely wet. Have you tried to catch a football or throw a football when it's actually very wet?
I forgot it was the mud.
But
Okay, I thought the Redskins played someone else, but yeah.
No.
He hasn't played good against anyone. He's had one decent game.
Yeah, against the
But also,
Dolphins.
think of who he has on his team. He has an awful defense. He has 1 receiver, no running back, and no O-line.
So now it feels what Kirk Cousins felt when he was on the Redskins?
And he brought them
But when
to
Kirk
the
Cousins
playoffs.
was on the Redskins, he had at least somewhat decent players.
Like who?
Nobody notable, but at least
Exactly,
somewhat
no
decent.
one notable.
He didn't have an awful O-line like what the Redskins have now. Name
Still
one
have-
player on their O-line right now.
Can you name one player on the Redskins O-line back then?
No, because
Exactly.
I didn't watch the NFL back then.
He had one guard. One guard. The rest of them were terrible.
I mean, I looked at the stats from back then, though, and they were ranked what, like 14.
Their O-line?
They
Look it up on your phone. But Kirk
Kirk
Cousins
was
would
good
be,
as a Redskin.
if you surround,
Someone.
he was a lot better than Keenum is right now.
I mean, 4,900 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 picks, 4,000 yards. 4,000 yards. 3 years in a row in Washington, he threw for 4,000 yards. And at least threw over 25.
He also led the Redskins to the postseason once. He never was one of the worst teams in the league. The Redskins are what, 3rd worst team in the league under Case Keenum?
Are you really going to blame their entire team on Case Keenum?
No, I'm saying that Case Keenum is not nearly as good as Cousins. Cousins was actually able to make the postseason. Case Keenum wasn't ever.
Really? Case Keenum hasn't made the postseason?
Yeah, he did once.
Carried by a defense and Pat Shermer and 2 amazing wide receivers.
Wait, but
Carried
he
by
still, yeah, but guess what? He also has, he didn't have Dalvin Cook.
No, but he still had a good run game.
Did he have a running back?
You don't need a godly running back to have a good run game.
You still need
he
a
has
good
Latavius Murray.
I mean, Latavius Murray isn't great.
He's decent.
He's decent at best. Dalvin Cook is great. And he has the same receivers that Case Keenum did. Alright.
Yeah, except
He has a
didn't
better
have-
O-line than Case Keenum
You're
did.
forgetting a huge part of this. Pat Shermer.
And he also has a better defense than Case Keenum did.
Pat
Case
Shermer.
Keenum went 13-3 and won infinitely more times playoff games than Kirk Cousins has in his entire year in 1 year.
Who was that playoff game against again?
Who?
That one playoff game that he won.
Who? Keenum?
Saints.
Oh,
Minneapolis Miracle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins had to go up against the Packers in the wild card when he got there.
You look at
What?
Kirk Cousins.
Who did he?
Case Keenum was.
When did he make the post? That was with the Redskins.
Yeah.
Case Keenum had Pat Shermer. If you give Case Keenum Pat Shermer, he's going to be a great quarterback. Just if you give Kirk Cousins Pat Shermer, he's going to be a great quarterback. Jared Goff, great quarterback because of Sean McVay. You give them great offensive minds like
Great quarterback. You're saying Jared Goff is a great quarterback.
He was. Did you see his last season with Sean McVay?
Yeah, he was good last season. This
Really
year
good.
he's awful.
Yeah, this year he's awful. But you look at when they give you a good, great offensive
He wasn't
minds.
great last year. He was good at best.
You gave Bill Walsh, Joe Montana. Look what they did. 4 Super Bowls.
And as a
So,
Viking,
where do you think Tom Brady would be if he had a bad offensive coordinator?
You mean, if he had a bad offensive coordinator? The same, because he's had multiple offensive coordinators.
true, they get
3 offensive coordinators, and when they end up as a coach, they're terrible, except Bill O'Brien, who has very little success. Okay? When you put them as actual NFL coaches, they don't actually succeed.
So you think it was all because of the offensive coordinator. None of that was Case Keenum.
Yes. Well, no, of course some of it was Case Keenum. He's not the one. Pat Shurmur is not the one throwing the ball. But what made him a good to great NFL quarterback was Pat Shurmur. That is the only reason. That's the reason he succeeded in Minnesota. 13-3. If they kept Pat Shurmur, hell, they could probably be 14-2 right now and be in the
Right
NFC.
now?
No, not right now. But I'm saying at the end of the season, when it's said and
I
done,
was gonna say I
they
don't
could
think
be
you can
14-2, they could be
in
12-4.
7 games.
you gave the Vikings Pat Shurmur back. They're a great football team.
Yeah, I miss that guy. He's really good.
Not really. Pat Shurmur.
Pat Shurmur isn't really good. That is the coldest take I've ever heard.
Pat Shurmur is what?
No one said Pat Shurmur isn't good.
As a head coach, you can make an argument for that. But as an offensive coordinator and offensive mind, he's phenomenal. He turned a Rams backup quarterback who got benched by the Rams. Okay, who have probably the lowest quarterback.
Stefanski.
The
The
4-12 Rams, was it? The 2-14 Rams?
You know what I don't understand about Vikings fans, or NFL fans in general? They have short memories. Kirk Cousins has a bad game and everybody hates him and thinks he's awful. Then he has a few good games and everybody thinks he's so good. And when he plays bad defenses again, you'll remember this and you'll see that I'm right. Because he's not going to be good against good teams. He never has been.
He probably won't be.
He's always been
We have an honest.
awful against teams over
Let's
500.
see again. Yeah, no,
Which is
he
why
is.
he's never won a playoff game.
Yeah, career-wise, yeah.
I think he's beat like 5 teams over 500 in his entire career.
Yeah.
I feel like he could change it around this year, though.
Yeah, well, let's see how he does. Yeah, no, he lost that game against Green Bay single-handedly. That was entirely his fault.
Yeah, that was
So much to the point where there were rumors about
And the
Stephon
Bears
Diggs
game.
trying to be traded and Adam Thielen calling him out.
And the Bears game.
The Bears game, he single-handedly lost them that.
What did he do? What did he do on offense? Nothing.
What are their offensive
Two
You
line?
want to
hundred.
see his stats in that
What
game?
did their line do?
233 yards that game, 0 touchdowns, and a 91 QB.
How many
Who?
fumbles did he have?
Kirk Cousins
Kirk Cousins
against
against who?
Chicago.
How many fumbles
Where
did
is
he have?
that? Right there, 16, 27 of 36, 233 yards. He did.
How
He just
many?
didn't
Wait, how many
score.
fumbles did he have?
Oh, I guess he did have 2.
And they lost both of those.
Who was your... Wait.
He had 2 turnovers, no
How many
touchdowns.
times was he sacked?
That's awful.
How many times?
He was sacked 8 times that game.
He was sacked 8 times that game.
Was he? Do you have the stat up?
6.
He was sacked
Yeah.
6 times.
75.
His line couldn't block for him.
Okay, so you're saying that. So you agree with me that Case Keenum's bad game against the 49ers this last week?
Oh, I'm agreeing that wasn't his fault.
Oh, and he also
Yeah,
was
no, that
pressured
wasn't-
every play.
What?
He was pressured pretty much every play.
Well, no,
he was sacked
of
7
course, he
times
wasn't-
in that game.
Okay,
So
now if he was playing the Niners,
I'm pretty sure I'll
if he
check
was playing
that.
the Niners, not in a mud game, in a rainy game,
You
he would have done
spent-
awful. But I can't blame this game on.
If Case Keenum was good, he would have not have been on 6 different NFL teams.
That doesn't really make
It
In that
kinda does.
short time span.
Yeah, he's only been in the league since 2012, which is 7 years, but still, to be on 5 different teams is pretty bad. You don't see Tom Brady.
He didn't fumble in the mud.
Who didn't?
Keenum.
How many dropbacks did he have?
It doesn't say.
How many passes did he throw?
12.
He threw the ball 12 times. So
He was also sacked.
there was how many times?
I gotta check.
against San Francisco,
Yep.
0 times.
He was sacked.
He was sacked 0 times.
Or 3 times. 3 times.
Okay, 3 times. So that means, let's say there's roughly 15 dropbacks. There's 12 attempts, 3 sacks. That's the only way, unless, how many rushing attempts did he have actually?
0.
15 dropbacks, 0 fumbles. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, dropped back over nearly 50 times. If you drop back 15 times over the span of 4 quarters, 60 minutes, of course, it's very unlikely for you to
Do you
fumble.
have passes thrown away?
Yeah, if it's 12 attempts, that includes passes thrown away.
You're right.
15 passes, 12 pass attempts. 15 dropbacks versus Kirk
Quarterback
Cousins.
rating of 91.3.
His yard average was 6.42.
And this is in a mud game compared to Kirk Cousins.
Except Kirk Cousins dropped back nearly 50 times. Case Keenum dropped back 15 times. And he threw the ball 12 times.
And he also had a 75%
If you
completion
get the throw
percentage
off 12
and
times,
77 yards.
he had 3 chances.
Okay, but Case Keenum also played the Bears and threw 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and fumbled the ball 3 times against the Bears.
So he had 6 turnovers versus the Bears.
5.
He also had 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, 6.
And he also 2 of those picks were tipped up by receivers. And he also has 1 good player on his offense.
How many
So
times were those fumbles caused?
He has
So
an
those
O-line worse than the Vikings.
Fumbles are
Receiving core worse than the Vikings. Running back worse than the Vikings. His entire offense is worse than the Vikings.
And that
Offensive
explains all,
coordinator,
that explains
worse
all
than the
6
Vikings.
turnovers, correct?
Coaching, all the coaching worse than the Vikings.
That explains all 6 interceptions, right?
Kirk Cousins.
6
played good.
all 6
No, 6
Wait,
turnovers.
Jim
turnovers.
Gruden is still the coach of the Redskins.
Yes.
Yeah, they had the same exact head coach. Kirk Cousins and Case Keenum. Yep. Yeah, they had
No,
the
are
same.
you sure
Yeah,
Jaden's still the
Yes, he
Yes.
was. He is the coach. He
Not right now.
always was.
So they both had the same exact coach still, but Kirk Cousins played astoundingly better than Case Keenum ever has.
Yeah. With his
Keenum
entire
has
team
never
injured.
even hit 4,000 yards. Kirk Cousins hit 3 times.
And
in
that was
his
also
Yeah, they have the
career.
same coach, but do they have the same team?
Basically.
Well, it's the same as the Redskins, but
They
no,
have-
it's not even close to the same team. They have different guys in every position.
Yeah. About the same talent too. Because you could not.
Really.
Okay, name one. I can name. Oh, let me think. I can name Jamison Crowder. He was on. the
Terrell
Redskins.
Pryor, Deshaun Jackson.
Terrell Pryor
Terrell Pryor.
is not good.
What did he do on the Redskins exactly? Nothing.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
he's still solid.
No. He didn't do
Alfred
anything.
Morris
Okay,
was
what
the
ab-
running
wait,
back.
what
The
about-
same as AP. Alfred Morris and AP are about the same. Both pounded in their backs.
Yeah.
They're both not that
Both
good.
can't run out of the shotgun. It seems like
Okay. And what about Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah, no, he was a
Yeah,
good
Kirk
receiver.
had Deshaun Jackson, a very, the best deep threat of all time.
No.
The
He
best
has-
deep threat of all time.
He has the most 60-plus yard touchdowns of any player ever, and he's winning by a lot.
The best
It's
deep threat of all
Sam Darnold.
time would probably go to Randy Moss.
It's between those two guys.
No, because like you chuck it up to Moss, he's trying.
Well, if you look at number of long-distance touchdowns, Deshaun Jackson is destroying everything.
In that season,
Well, that's because they triple covered Moss, and every time they chucked
Deshaun
it
Jackson
up to
only
him.
had 30 receptions in the playoff season that Kirk Cousins led them to for 528 yards.
So he basically was.
He was pretty much
average.
non-existent.
Yeah, no.
How many games did he start?
All of them.
16 games, 30 catches.
That team was not good.
That's less than 2 receptions a game.
Go through their roster in that year that they made the playoffs. What year was that?
Alfred Morris was actually.
What year was that?
2015. Alfred Morris was the running back. A 29-year-old Pierre Garçon.
Pierre Garçon, okay, so way past his prime, old, beat up.
No receiver on that team had over 1,000. What are they called?
1,000.
Oh, he had Trent Williams.
Yeah, 1,000 receiving yards.
He had Trent Williams.
Oh,
He was
Uh,
on line.
He had Ryan Kerrigan.
Tell me who Spencer Logg, Morgan Moses, Josh Liberius, And Brandon Sheriff was good, but he was a rookie.
You had
that
Will
season.
Blackmon. You had Ryan Kerrigan.
You mean
Trent
defensive
Robinson.
players?
Yep.
Yeah, Josh Roman.
Rashad Breeland.
That defense was not that good.
They had some solid guys on
On
there.
paper, they were good. Overall, they weren't. When you saw them play against actual teams,
The whole
They-
season they tallied up 3.5 sacks on their starting
3.5 sacks on
the whole season.
the Redskins had 3.5 sacks.
Their defensive starters did, yes.
That's terrible.
That is dog shit.
3.5 sacks. I see 4.5. But
4.5 sacks in 16 games.
How?
no, that's wrong because this says game started. There's a bunch of people who didn't even start more than 10 games.
Okay, but their starting lineup had
12.
3.5 sacks.
Their starting lineup at the end of the year
That's
had
terrible.
3.5
That's
sacks.
atrocious.
4.5 sacks.
Well, these players started 15, 16, 15, 10, 14. This guy had 0
It's
sacks.
less than half a sack a game.
Then they only had 6 interceptions. That's not good. It's
Oh, hold on, 4.5 sacks.
no, the 6 interceptions.
6 interceptions. That's solid.
7. So
Yeah, that's
that's pretty good.
But their run defense, it seems like, in their pass rush is terrible.
And then fumbles recovered 7.
Yeah, that's good.
14 in what span of time?
Well, this is just. I'll go to their defensive stats because that'll actually include all players
Oh,
that
yeah.
started at all.
That's
That's more accurate.
Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Jackson was 29. Derek Carrier was.
He's still
25.
good.
Who's good?
Who's
Even
good?
now, Deshaun Jackson is good.
He's out.
Yeah, but he's not good every season.
Kind of inconsistent.
You can't really say Kirk Cousins had much of a better team.
Still had the same
He had a
incompetent
little-
coaching staff.
A little better team. I would say.
You
a
also
little
got to
better.
remember, he did have Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden is one of the worst coaches in the NFL. They just keep him around for some damn reason.
He probably had maybe like a good enough team to maybe win him 1 or 2 more games than Case Keenum should.
No. Case Keenum had a one-season wonder where he had a solid season.
And then, it wasn't even
He threw for
super.
3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions over a span of 14 games.
Wait, wasn't it 3,500 yards?
It was 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yeah, so nothing's.
I'll also team Sam Bradford started out 2-0 on.
Same, right.
Sam Bradford wasn't injury prone. He could be a really good quarterback.
Great pocket passer.
But he's brittle.
It's like if Tom Brady.
He's like Romo.
No, it's like he played like Tom Brady with his injury.
Okay, so you want to see what Kirk Cousins did on the Redskins?
Yeah. Nearly a 5,000.
Okay, what year did he join the Redskins?
Okay, his
2012.
first season he didn't play.
No, what's his first season?
I think
2012.
Starting shot.
Okay, so he didn't start and they went 10-6.
Yeah, saved RG3.
Okay, so that season doesn't count for Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next year, 3-13. The next year, 4-12. The next year, 9-7, 8-7 and 1.
Oh, the
So
season where
7 and
Kirk
9.
Cousins started.
Yeah,
His fourth season, he started 9-7 from 4-12.
Yeah, from where he went 13-3 and then 4-12 as a starting quarterback.
He wasn't starting.
Yes, he was.
Show me.
He wasn't starting in 2013.
Show me.
Right here. 2013 Washington Redskins. 3-13.
Go to their team. He didn't go 3-13. He started a couple games at most.
yeah, his stats wouldn't be that.
You want to see? Go to Kirk Cousins. Okay, he didn't start in 2013.
Oh wait, what is this? Case Keenum almost has the same offensive line as Kirk Cousins did, only they added Donald Penn.
And
which is
all
a good
those
tackle.
players are now older.
More
Brandon
experience,
Scherf
right?
is better.
And
He was a
not as
rookie
fast.
than Kirk Cousins.
Brandon Sheriff is good. Donald
Chase
Penn is
Rayla,
good.
26. Donald Penn, still good. Case Keenum, not good.
He did start in 2000. No, never mind. He started 3 games, and he went 0-3.
So he was still young. But then look at what he
And
did.
Case Keenum still has more wins in this year than Kirk Cousins did in 2013.
Because he played 3 games.
Yeah, and Case Keenum has played 3 games.
Evan. With $5, I could borrow to go to the LAN party.
I
I
do.
didn't even pay for myself.
I do.
I have to pay you $11.
Well, actually, I don't know if I'm going to give you that money. When are you going to pay me back?
Okay. Well,
Okay, 2014, he went 1-4 as a starter.
let's go car shopping and get you the money.
2015, he started 16 games. He went 9-7, and then he went 8-7-1, 7-9, 8-7-1, and then 5-2.
So pretty good.
Oh, those last two were with Minnesota. So he went 7-9, 8-7-1, and 9-7 when he started all 16 games.
Pretty
On a
good.
terrible Redskins team.
But then you look at when he started 3 games, 0-3. When he started 5 games, 1-4.
His first years in the league.
No,
First-
his
First time starting.
or it's his second and third year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's his first time coming onto the field.
Who's the guy who you give?
4 touchdowns. In 1 game started, he had 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. All right, 2013, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Yeah.
2014, 10 touchdowns, 9 picks.
He was young. Go look at Troy Aikman's stats as a Buccaneer.
If you look at career stats in their first 2 years, Baker Mayfield is actually beating Peyton Manning, Drew Brees,
Yeah, that's because
Oh.
Peyton
Philip Rivers,
That's because Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Philip Rivers all
And
had
Case
terrible
Case Keenum.
and Tom Brady.
Case Keenum's first
Yes,
2 years were
700 more yards.
Yeah.
And 6 more interceptions, and then 12 more touchdowns.
Yeah. Tommy boy, you know? Because it was also, you also look back at those times.
Well,
It's
it's
a day where-
through first however many games Baker Mayfield has played.
Well, if you look back at that, Peyton Manning won a MVP with 4,017 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. It's not that. Passing is just
No,
a
I'm
lot
just
more
saying,
efficient
why-
nowadays.
Why are people saying Baker Mayfield is a bust
Oh,
when
he's
you
not
look
a
at all
bust,
these
he's not
other
a
star
bust,
players?
It's not a bust, but it's really misinformative to actually compare it to like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady because they started in the early 90s and really late, early 20s, early 2000s.
20s.
Early 20s.
Yeah, before the NFL was made.
Yeah, no, it was in
Well, no,
early
actually, never mind, it
1920s.
was made. But
But no, it was the late 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s is when those quarterbacks came in the league. Passing was a lot less efficient. Safeties could actually hit.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I.
You still actually